Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com. Hi, I'm Joe Mishka. Welcome to another episode of Rural Heritage TV.
Well, we're going to plant a little crop here. We got plowing it and spring toothing it, seeding it, fertilizing it, the whole 9 yards. So.
And what are you drilling?
We're seeding spring wheat.
Okay, all right.
Then we'll harvest it in the fall at our annual threshing bee.
And most of the work is being done by horses.
Yeah, we try to do all of it by horses, but we've getting short of horsepower, so we're working part of it with the tractor just to get us ahead of the game. So
there's a big hill over here. Do you harvest that hill up there, or do you
No.
use that's mechanical?
That's all mechanical.
Yeah.
They did in the old days.
Okay.
They harvested this whole country with horses, and the same way we do it today with the header and push down here on the flat. So, yeah.
Do you know of anywhere else that they do this?
We're the only ones that runs a header with a steam engine and the separator and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But there's another place that does it, but I don't think they run the steam engine thresher.
Okay.
But that's about the only difference. And then we use a derrick table, which dumps the grain in, and then it's shoveled into the thresher. So, but others have, and I don't know that a lot of them plant it with the horses and all that stuff.
Right.
I mean, we're the full meal deal here.
Right.
So,
yeah. I mean, you're doing the real work.
Yeah.
It's not just for
the
show.
way it was always done. This was started by a bunch of old farmers that had actually farmed this country with horses. I mean, 40 years ago or 35 years ago when we first started this thing. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, those guys were experienced. They'd done it all, in the old days before tractors. So.
Right, they had to.
So
They didn't have a choice.
Yeah, no, that's right. That was the way it was done.
Yeah.
And so luckily I was able to. I was the young guy on an outfit then, but at least I was able to get to see it and do it right. Start it out right, because they all knew what was going on. So.
Right. So this is a lot of work. I mean,
it is.
It's more work than a big tractor.
Oh yeah. Well, we're working 15 acres here in a weekend, and they just cultivated 150 acres across the road and then moved by and went home.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, it's a whole different.
Why do you like doing it? Why do it?
Oh, I don't know. I love horses.
Yeah.
I love working horses, and everybody here is the same way, Like, I got a grandson now that's wanting to drive, and so I got him on a team, and we raise horses.
Wyatt?
Wyatt. And we raise Percheron horses, and so if you're going to raise them, you might as well use them. So,
right.
And we farm some at home with it. We plant all our hay ground with the horses, and so.
It's nice seeing some young people here work.
It is.
I mean, some of them. We got different generations.
We do. And a lot of these are descendants of the original guys that got this thing started, and it's nice that a lot of them will keep going. Here in Whitman County, we're down to 2 or 3 people that's got horses anymore.
Yeah.
And we used to have a lot of horses here.
Right.
But
it looks like it'll keep going for a while anyway.
It'll keep going as long as I can keep going, I think.
Yeah, so you kind of head it up.
Well, I'm kind of the old timer. I'm the kind of the guy that I've got time to get it done. So
you're putting in wheat, right?
Putting in wheat, spring wheat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then what does that get used for? Is that for making flour?
It's Milner, Milner grain. So it's soft white.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same as the winter wheat, only just a spring variety, shorter growing season. Yeah.
I think that's all that I need. Is there something I should have asked about that I didn't that you want to say?
No, not really. I mean, it's just something we do, I guess.
Yeah.
Something we enjoy doing.
Right.
But I mean, I think if you keep doing it and have been doing it for so long, you start to take it for granted in the sense that it doesn't. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to a lot of field days and plow days, and I don't see this many horses out there.
Right.
Bigger hitches.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this this ain't a competition. It's just people having fun driving their horses.
And it's the
and we're
people,
getting a
isn't
job
it?
done. Yeah, it's all the people.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the people. And everybody here is your friend, and it's just a big family. And
Right.
And we go to 3 or 4 of these a year. We're the only ones that actually plant grain and harvest it. But we go to 3 or 4 different plowing bees, and we just go and plow and have a good time. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just instead of a boat, we got horses.
Right. Right. It's an expensive hobby.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not making money at it.
No, it ain't a cheap hobby.
No.
Yeah,
That's
horses.
what my dad used to always say. He says you can either play golf every weekend or you can have horses.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, you can't have both.
My name's Benny Broyles
And where are you from?
from Hayden, Idaho,
And that's near.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Okay, and that's up at the top of the state.
Yes, about 50 miles from the Canadian border.
What do you call that part of Idaho that's got the
Panhandle.
panhandle?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you brought a team of mules here.
Yeah, I bought Patsy and Pearl. They are Belgium draft mules, 18 hands tall.
How old are they?
They're about 8.
Okay. They work good together.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have more at home?
I have 2 more at home, the horse mules. They're about 15 hand tall, Ruby and Rita.
So you travel around in the spring and do some of these plowing days.
Yes.
You were in.
I was at Pomeroy last weekend. We plowed for 2 days up there, and that's a lot of fun. They have a lot of antique tractors and steam engines and things that they display, and that's a lot of fun. And the group we have is a great bunch of guys, and I just love it.
Kind of like a reunion.
It is.
Yeah.
In the 80s, I had gotten into mules, driving mules, and I had a team that won the West Coast Championship. And I did a lot of plowing, a lot of things with them, and I just really miss driving. Well, at my age today, it's better to have a seat than a saddle. So we're doing this kind of thing nowadays, and I just love it.
How old are you, Benny?
I'm 73 years old.
Okay. And you're doing pretty good for that.
Oh yeah, them kids can't keep up.
There you go. Right. Bishop's a little bit of a haul for you.
Oh
right?
yeah,
You have
yeah.
to
Well,
drive.
we do that. Do Montana Mule Days. We go to a lot of different shows. We go on wagon trains, different things. We stay busy with them.
Do you do that Pendleton wagon train?
Yes, I do.
So I filmed that a couple, 3 years ago. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you remember that.
Yep,
when
I
was
wasn't there that
there.
year.
I see. Okay.
I missed you.
Okay. There you go.
But
Right,
yeah,
right.
I go. I'll be there. I've been there probably the last 4 years.
That's a
it was.
nice ride.
Oh, it's fun.
It's pretty up there.
Yeah, it's first class little wagon train we have.
Now you drive a team of mules here, and they're plowing, and they kind of go at a little bit of a steady pace, not particularly fast.
No.
You don't want them to go fast. But then you competed Bishop in a chariot race where it's completely different.
The small mules are what we use in the
Okay.
chariot racing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're probably a little bit more athletic, maybe,
Yeah, they're a little bit more athletic, and
because they've got saddle horse blood in them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, they're a lot of fun too.
They probably quarter horse mules, or
Tell you
Don't
the
know.
truth, I don't know what I bought
Yeah.
them from Reese Brothers
okay.
about 2 years ago, and I don't know where they came from or what. I don't know any history on them at all.
So you bought him not at the sale. He was selling them
just
private.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bought them from Richard.
Yeah, that's a good outfit. The Reese
Yeah, real
Brothers.
good outfit. I bought these 2 big girls I have here from them also, and they were broke by the Amish, and then they were 3-year-old when I got them, and then I started working them, and I've got them to where they are today, and they're just push button. They're just, we all get along. They're my best friends. I tell you, they're great.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Yeah. And your grandson's going to be driving them a little bit later.
Yep, he's really has become accomplished. He loves this.
How much do you like that? Knowing
I
that there's
love it.
That a generation, 2 generations down is interested.
Well, I do that with a lot of kids. I support kids in a lot of ways. I have a clinic coming up in probably, I think it's May 10th at the Coeur d'Alene Fairgrounds. Anybody interested, we put that on. And we bring the kids in and we try to teach kids and adults, just get people interested in driving.
Yeah.
And how to harness and everything. They literally get to do it. And then on Sunday I have a play day, and the students are also going to get to compete against each other.
Nice.
And then all of us guys that are seasoned, we're going to be log pulling, running 6-up, and doing different things with our teams as well.
What fun. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then in September, we'll be back here for a competition in the fairgrounds, in the arena during the fair.
Sure, yeah.
Mhm.
And then it's threshing the Monday after the fair.
Yes. We definitely going to be here doing that. I pull one of the threshing boxes, and it's a blast.
Well, it's something that you don't see.
Nowhere.
Right,
I don't.
right. It's
I don't
something you
know if any
see.
listeners out there have ever seen it. I'd love to hear if anybody does anything like that anywhere.
These are Percher and mules?
Yep,
And do you raise them or you buy them?
I just buy them.
Yeah. And you prefer gray Percher and mules, is that right?
Yeah, we kind of got on that kick because wasn't that many people had them. So when we started this 20 plus years ago, 25 years ago, I guess, pretty close to it anyway. Yeah, there wasn't, for quite a while, we had the only 8-up gray mule hitch we know of in the western United States. So,
Okay, all right.
yeah.
So back home, do you have 4 more that are broke to harness?
No, listen, I'm kind of throttled down a little bit. This is all we got left. So.
Okay, sure. And so you are you're spreading fertilizer here.
Yep.
And you're doing it on top of hard ground. Is that right? No, you.
Some of it is. Some of it's already been worked up. We'll go in. The ground gets plowed. It gets fertilized, harrowed, spring-toothed, harrowed. Then they'll go in and seed it, and then they'll go back in and re-harrow it again after it's been drilled in the ground. So.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it really doesn't matter when the fertilizer goes in.
They walk easier on the hard ground, probably
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's harder for, I guess, for that fertilizer to stay where it's supposed to stay when it's. On the
Oh,
hard
it gets tilled in. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
it doesn't-
really matter. No.
ground. Okay, all right. And what is that grain going to be used for?
We'll harvest it this fall, just like on the video Mike deal he did several years ago. We'll have it all done horse drawn here. We'll cut it, and then association sells it to help with the expenses of running keeping the equipment up and that type of stuff. Yeah.
And that's a job.
Yeah.
Keeping the equipment up, particularly the stuff you use in the fall.
Yes, the stuff in the fall mostly, because most everything here during the spring is owned by the teamsters that show up to help. So.
And it's mostly iron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas that push header has got a lot of other.
Yeah.
It's got a cloth or a canvas.
Yeah, it's got the canvas drapers in it, and the header boxes all have rope nets in them for, lifting the grain up to put onto the table to feed the thresher. So.
Right. Okay. All right. How? Tell me about the mules you got out here.
As in, what
What
you
are
want
their
to know?
names and how old are they?
Oh, I got Susie and Sally and Bonnie and Jed, and the oldest one is 22, and the youngest one is must be about 13.
Okay. Did you grow
They're
up?
pretty close.
Did you grow up doing this stuff?
No,
Okay.
nope, I didn't. My grandfather did. Back in the day, they farmed with horses and such in the day, and then no, I did not. So we were into the wife and I were into the saddle mule thing, and we went to a show or two, and we've been to several shows, but we got to one in Montana and got to watching them log skid and stuff, and I got down there to watch and became really good friends with a guy in Stevensville, and he let me drive a team out of the arena, and I says, well, I don't know what I'm doing. And he says, I didn't know anything the first time I did it either. So anyway, kind of got the bug then, and here we are.
I'm driving a 4-up of Belgian draft horses.
And these are horses that you show during the summer.
They are, yep. We try to buy quality show horses and then teach them the fundamentals of farming or feed team or something that do some beginner people that want to buy teams that they could possibly do and be successful with.
Sure.
Gentle teams.
You're doing work that is conditioning.
Yep.
It's hardening them up.
Yep.
It's also teaching them to stand.
Yes. This is what we teach them. This is their break. So if we don't want to stand, we go back to work. So we did this last weekend, so they already know that we're gonna stand still. This is our break, and he'll leave us alone if we stand here.
Right. I mean, they're not getting very wet collars today because it's such perfect weather
No.
for working horses.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the slogan: is wet collars make.
Yeah, we have one that's a little bit hot, but he just has a little bit of nerves. This is his first year doing this, so.
Sure. You show. How many shows about is your season?
We like to go to more than 5, but normally 5 is about what we can get to. And then we have some more events that they're not necessarily shows, but we go to the Pendleton Roundup and take 6 head through on 3 1850s freight wagons, which is pretty neat. My grandpa started that in like 1991.
Do you go to Big Sky?
We do. Big Sky is our first draft horse show of the year.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And
So that's really what we're shooting for. Is this weekend we're getting, because we haven't started our getting them legged up for trotting, and we do this, and then we'll roll right into getting them into the trot, getting their shoes on. I mean, we have shoes on right now, but we're just starting.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this
So
is
you'll
gonna
get
leg them
wider
up.
Scotch bottoms by the time.
That some of them have them on. My lead pair has them on right now, but the wheel pair just has some keg shoes on. But yeah, we'll work into that and keep going.
So this started with your grandpa.
Yes, I have actually a picture of me on a fro cart, like right in this area with my grandma and grandpa. And if I was 4, I was old for that picture. But he had at least 6 head spring toothing right in this spot. So 34 years ago,
Yeah.
which was pretty neat. So he started our hitch nearly 50 years ago, and I took the hitch over, my wife and I, from my grandma and grandpa. So
Did he buy and sell? Did he raise horses?
he didn't raise many. He liked to buy weanlings or yearlings, and then so they didn't have any issues, and then he'd go from the ground up. I don't have as much time, so I normally try to buy 3 or 4 or older that have been in the hitch before, and then we can just roll right into them. If we weren't so busy at work, I would like to just go buy a couple yearlings, couple 2-year-olds or whatever, and then just because it's kind of more personal, because you start from nothing,
Right.
and then you gain whatever they turn out to be, you helped with. So it's kind of more,
Reflection of your
yeah.
childhood. So you have 8 horses then? Altogether?
We do. We brought 8 horses here today.
No, I'm sorry. So it's kind of sounded like you were keeping what you must have a couple replacements just in case.
We don't.
Okay.
So we're going to travel with 8, but 6 is our main hitch. So we don't.
You rarely show 8. You rarely hitch 8.
We don't. We probably won't get to hitch an 8 this year.
Okay.
Our big show in Utah canceled this year, so we'll probably only run 6s this year, unless at our fair in Coeur d'Alene, maybe they'll put some together and we can throw an 8 out there.
Sure. Okay.
It's fun to drive, but it's not for everybody.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying this because I've driven an 8. There's a lot of 6-up drivers that say it's not for them.
Well, I mean, I used to drive 4-up with our horses, and I don't want to do 6. Period.
Well, it's the same thing. It's not like just adding 2 horses. I mean,
I know.
You got 2 more lines.
I know.
You got 150 more pounds on your hands. Because they say it's 75 pounds per mouth.
Yeah.
On average.
Right.
Now this wheel horse is probably 100 because he likes to pull on you, but it's nuts.
Yeah.
And then 2 years ago, Darren and they hooked a 10 with just their horses, and I rode with him and drove. It's not. It's like adding 4 more horses because there's nowhere to put that lead line. I mean, you only have 4 fingers, so you get 5 lines in each hand. There's no room for the 5th one.
Right.
So you're trying to cram it down in there just anywhere, and then close your hand to hold on.
Good Lord.
But I mean, they have really broke horses, so
Yeah.
we weren't scared of that, and we did already have a practice run.
But you stay busy on the corners.
Oh.
You make corners.
Yeah, well, you're turning all the time. I mean,
This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of back-to-the-land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.